So best practices around Terraform development have changed quite a bit in the last year or so since I made my last video on how to structure your Terraform files. So in this video, I'm going to go through the new and updated way that I've been doing this, and it works really well with Claude Code especially. So here's the setup that we have. We are basically moving from branch-based or directory-based deployments, which would be trunk-based, over to a single main branch, and that's where all of the merges happen, and then we deploy based on tags. So first off, here's the CI/CD pipeline at a high level. So effectively, we're going to open a feature branch, and then when we're happy with that, we open a pull request into main, and we'll go through all of this in this video. And we open a pull request into main, and then we'll have a ci.yaml. So basically, anytime a pull request is open, we're going to run format, validate, and plan with a read-only role. And then the only way that you can merge, we'll set this with branch protections, is if the plan shows that it is successful. If that fails, you're not allowed to merge. And then if all is good, we merge into main. So the PR is the gate there. And then as soon as we merge into main, we'll run our apply-sandbox. So we're going to have two environments here, a sandbox and a production. You can have as many as you like, and I'll show you how that works. So merge happens, we apply our sandbox, and sandbox deploys. This would be AWS. We're just going to do a local null resource right now because it doesn't really matter for this video. So here is the resource tag, release tag. So once I've pushed to that, say it's been a week, we're really happy with our changes, we're ready to deploy to production. We then will create a tag, and when that tag comes up, it'll trigger two new jobs. So we'll have an apply tag, and one will have the plan, and then the other one will have the apply. And we're going to gate the apply by a reviewer, which you'll see here. And then once someone approves it, then we will apply the job, and that'll go over to AWS. And just quick note, this is using GitHub environment, so it is dependent on that. That's what we're going to go through in this video as well. You can do this in other Git providers like GitLab. It's just a little different. Okay, so with that, we will go through our code base real quick. So what you're going to see here, we have now, again, we are deploying from one branch. So first, our main, just so you can see this, very simple, just a null resource. This doesn't matter too much, like I said, for the video here. And then underneath here, we are going to have a backend. So we'll have prod, and then we'll have sandbox, again, just pointing to a local state file. And then we're going to have environments. So this environments is where our TF-vars go. So every time we do an init, a plan, apply, we're going to point into this backend and into these environment variables. And then lastly, here are those pull requests, or sorry, CI/CD actions I was talking about. So up here we have our apply sandbox, and you'll see we are just running Terraform init and then Terraform apply. And this is going to do the plan and then do the apply right away. It is just all or nothing. So that's the way I like it. You can split this into a separate plan and then approval. But because we have the plan on pull request, I'm okay with it. You could say there's an issue there though. And then the apply tag, so you'll see here on push to any tags, this is where this is going to run. And then we can also do workflow dispatch. And then down here, same thing. You'll just see Terraform init for this one's the prod backend, and we will run it based on that. Now, the thing I mentioned, you can do this if you have, say, a UAT environment in between here. You can do this two ways. You can create a different apply prod and apply UAT, or you can use environments to basically change out which environment variables you're using, as well as the backends here. So you could just set those just like these variables, and that way it'll run based on which one you're using. And you can also set dependencies in that order. So yeah, I can't deploy to prod until UAT has been deployed. What we have here. So here's all of the changes that I'm going to be pushing. So I will check out a branch, add everything, and then commit it. Actually, so there's everything committed, and then I will push that. Let's go ahead over to GitHub now. So here's our latest PR, or branch rather, and I'm going to open a PR from there. Obviously, you should fill out description, but for this video, I'm not going to do that. Here is now all of our files changed. So go through here, do your review, and then let's see, there is our plan. So you can see this is now running. And one thing, this is probably going to fail. Yeah, so it's looking for credentials that are read-only. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And there's one other thing we have to set up here. Okay, so I actually totally forgot to go through the CI file. This is our plan. So we have these two applies, and then this is the plan file here. So I'm going to comment this out, but you'll see it's very simple. Run Terraform format, Terraform init, validate, and then plan, and then it outputs that plan to a file. So let's go ahead and change that. And then the other thing is the environment. So let's see. I don't think, yes, this one does use an environment. So what you'll see here, sandbox plan, and then under apply tag, we use prod plan. And let's see, here we use apply sandbox. Okay. Actually, this is going to require two. So apply prod as well. So we're going to go make 4 environments in GitHub. So over here in GitHub, if you haven't done this, go over to settings, environments, and then we actually have 2 here. So we have sandbox plan already. I'm going to make sandbox apply and configure that. And because I'm not using AWS here, you actually don't need anything, but this is where you'd go into your environment secrets and set your either your access keys or your OIDC role that you're assuming. So set that value in here. And then the other thing, we're going to create our prod plan. And this one will not require anything again. Of course, it would require a plan-based role. I like doing plan-based roles because what you want is you don't want someone to have the ability to open a pull request with an apply role where they can actually change the CI/CD to do an apply instead of a plan. So like that could be a threat vector if there's only one role and I was a malicious actor and I had access to this repo. I could open a pull request that says Terraform destroy, and it would run without even merging to main. So that's why we have 2 different roles here. And then lastly here, we will have our prod apply. So this is one we're going to set the reviewers on. So I'm the only one in this, so I'm going to set it to allow myself. But you'll go here, you set required reviewers, and then you can search for your team inside of GitHub here. So I would go ahead, if you have code owners, you can add them specifically, or if you have like a lead that has to approve the deployment, or even like a product person, if they're in GitHub, you can set them here so that you have the actual approval happening. And then normally you'd set prevent self-review. Again, I'm not going to do that because I'm doing this by myself, but normally that should be set. And no secrets or variables again down here. So I will just leave that as is. And then let's go ahead and go back. So let's see, we should have multiple environments here now. So yeah, prod apply, plan, sandbox apply, sandbox plan. So with that, we will come back over here and commit this. So I'm going to remove the AWS stuff from CI and go ahead and sync this, and we should see our CI job run right away again. So I'm going to come back to my pull request, open that up, and then go over to the actions, and there's our new demo PR. And this should happen super quick because it's just one thing. Okay, there we go. So now our plan has happened. So this is showing if you merge this code, this is what will be created, and you'll see it's just a null resource. So with that, and we can check here too, you'll see we are naming it Demo Platform Sandbox. So we name it based on the environment. So with that, I'm happy with that change. I'm going to refresh this PR now, and we should see that it is good to go. Okay, so you will see, I didn't realize I had Terra Team installed here. This is running and it should not be, so just ignore that. But the only one that should be here is the CI plan. So that looks good. So I will go ahead and confirm my merge here. And then there we go. So that is deployed, and now we should see our apply kickoff. There we go. Apply sandbox is running. Okay, and here is our apply. So you'll see it created our null resource with this name, and everything looks good. This job has completed. So this is where our sandbox is now applied. We can go ahead and test things in our lower environment. Once we're happy with our changes, we now move on to the tag-based deployment. So inside of here, I am going to come over to releases and then create a new release. And I'm going to create this as v1.0.0. And quickly before I do this, what you will see in this apply tag is it has to match that. So if I didn't put this v here, or if I only put v1, it won't pick up on that. It has to be v and then in this semantic format or semvar versioning. So v1.0.0, and I will go ahead and create that tag. And then you can actually generate release notes automatically here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And our target is main in this case. And then I will publish the release. And now that that is published, we should see our next action get picked up. And there we go. So now we are applying based on tag, and you'll see this is that two-step job. And this is that benefit of having prod plan and prod apply. So our prod plan, if you remember, does not require a reviewer. So as soon as I publish that tag, it does the plan. And so you'll see our plan is running, and it actually already finished there. So here we go. This shows it's going to just create one null resource. This will just be obviously whatever changes you have that would now get deployed to your production environment. And then if we go to the apply, you'll see it is stopped because it requires an approval gate. So I'm going to click here to review the pending deployment, and then click here, and I'll say it looks good to me, and approve and deploy. So that will not run until I actually approve it and the plan looks good. And now that I've approved it, we will see that it is applying. And if we come here, Terraform init, and it's going to go right through here and apply it straight to prod. And there we go. It just completed. So with that, you'll see now we only have to maintain one branch. So under here, our demo branch has been merged. So I'll delete that. And now everything is deployed off of our main branch, and you can scale this out to as many branches as you need. There's a lot of really good benefits with this. It's kind of, there's some downsides, but there's also benefits. If you're able to make it work this way, this is the cleanest way. And a lot of Git repositories and maintainers are moving this direction actually across coding in general, rather than the prior, what used to be best practice of doing the branch-based environment, or branch-based environments. That has its benefits, but it can really cause some friction if like you deploy something to main and then you have to merge all the way through to dev to UAT to prod. If it's some minor tweak, it's like all these pull requests and things can get mismatched. So this way, rather than deploying from each environment, which has its own code, technically, they should match or be promoted in theory. This one, we have a single code base that is our source of truth. And then we know that we are deploying that specific tag, which is an artifact of our code. So it's a better way of deploying, because rather than deploying the code, you're deploying the artifact. Think about it that way. But with that, that'll wrap up the video. I will link this repository in the description. So if you guys want to use this for your own AWS deployments, or you can even change it for whatever if you're using Azure or Google. So go ahead and take a look at this, and thanks for watching.